Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. I'm so happy you guys decided to join us today as we continue on with our custodial series. Today we're going to be talking about what to expect as a Disney custodian, and I don't mean what to expect as to what you'll be doing on the job, but more what to expect as the life of a Disney custodian, as the social aspects and the way you're going to be treated and that type of stuff. Before I get into the details of the video, this is in no way meant to turn anybody away from the role. I don't want this to discourage you. I don't want this to make you not pick custodial if you're looking into roles for the program, or if you are going to be a custodian. I don't want this to upset you. I don't want this to make you not look forward to your CP, because I loved my job as a custodian. I absolutely loved it. Anyone who has watched my videos knows that I will recommend it to anybody. It was such a great role. I had so much fun. But you are a custodian, so there are going to be a lot of social downfalls with that. These are all my own experiences, my own thoughts, my own opinions. This is just my way of expressing my experience to better prepare anyone else who's going to be a custodian for what might happen with them. With being a custodian, you are the last one on the food chain when it comes to all the roles. You are the bottom of the totem pole. You are the last of the social chain, which I kind of expected going in to my program. Like, I was a janitor, just from like telling people my role before I actually got there. Like my friends, people who I knew back home, just telling them like I was going to be a custodian. That was always like a, oh, you're leaving home to go clean toilets. Like, it was never, like, they were excited that it was going to be Disney, but it was never like an exciting thing for what I was doing, if that makes sense. So I definitely expected that it was going to be not like the most glorified role. Like, I knew that was going to happen, but it's so much different in like knowing this and expecting it rather than like actually being there and experiencing it, if that makes sense. One of the ones you just kind of learn to live with is, this happened anytime, okay, maybe not anytime, but like 8 times out of 10, if I was shopping at Disney and I showed them my ID to get my discount, this would happen. This is how the conversation would go. Oh, you work here. Where do you work? Magic Kingdom. Hoping it would stop there. It usually didn't. It would usually continue on like this. Oh, where in Magic Kingdom do you work? I work in Tomorrowland, Fantasyland area. And then sometimes it would stop there. Maybe about like 40% of the time. It would just stop there. They would assume I was like attractions or food or something, and that was that. But then you'd get the lovely people who wanted to know exactly what you did. And every time I'd say custodial, the magical, happy, helpful cast member voice would go away, and that was the end of the conversation. It was always I'm a custodian. Oh. And then they'd turn around and put something in a bag, or they would look down and do what they're doing, but like the conversation was over. There was no more conversation. There was no more like asking about the role or, oh, how cool, like none of that. It bugged me at first, but after like the 5th time of it happening, you just kind of expect it to happen every time you use your blue ID. Very, very, very rarely would people actually like, oh, I've heard that's a cool role. Very rarely. Like, I think it happened a very small handful of times in my whole entire 11 months of working with Disney. So that's annoying. There are things that I notice happen a lot, and this could be like just because sometimes people aren't great, but I'm a person, like, I will hold the door open for you if you're behind me, or if I see you coming and like I'm going through that door, I will hold the door open for you. It's just who I am. It's the way I was raised. It's an easy way to be courteous to people. It's not hard. So it's just something I will always do. And there was a set of doors where there was a single door, like this small hallway thing, and then a set of double doors. And I was going through one, and I noticed there's these 2 people coming behind me, and they were coming right behind me, so I just left the door open for them, like no problem, like I would for anybody. And they go through the door, not even acknowledging my existence. And clearly I'm walking right behind them to go into the next set of doors, and they just let him slam in my face. And that was that. And I'm like, okay, That happened more often than not, especially if you're in costume and you're custodial whites, like, it'll happen. There were times where I'd be in the elevator, someone would go to get in, see us as a custodian, and they'd turn away and take the stairs. Now again, like, these incidents could just be because people are people, and not having to do anything with that being a custodian. But when you are the bottom of the food chain and you're so used to like little things like this happening in your whites, like, you can't help but think it's because you're a custodian. It's annoying. It sucks so bad. And it messed with me for a very long time. It took me probably about 4 or 5 months to really get over the whole social thing. Like, I refused to go to work in my costume for the longest time because I didn't want to have to be on the West Clock bus in my custodial costume, because people just, the looks you get, and like it's like you're in a bubble and no one wants to like come near you. Another big incident, which this incident is actually the reason why I wanted to do this whole video. I was on one side of the hallway and there was Princess Jasmine on the other, and she was a little bit ahead of me, not by much, but she was ahead of me. And there was a cart coming, and you know, I looked, smiled, thinking maybe they would stop. If not, no big deal, you know. Well, they didn't. They just kept on going. They saw me, looked forward, and went on with their merry way. But the moment he turned his head from me and he saw Princess Jasmine standing there, he slammed on his brakes and smiled at her, waved her on, told her to have a great day, and kept on going. And I'm like, if he would have stopped right from me, like, we both could have crossed, it would have been fine. But the fact that he bypassed me and stopped for a princess, like, it's very, very frustrating. That sat with me for a while. It bugged me for a very, very, very long time. And I remember walking down the hall to Tomorrowland and thinking, like, this is so rude, like, there's something so wrong with this. And I remember that's the moment I wanted to do a video like this, so I can explain to other people who are going to be custodians what to expect. And maybe help people who aren't custodians to realize, like, this is how we are treated, this is what other fellow cast members at the happiest place on earth do to us. And it's very sad. Anytime you walk to the lunchroom, you get looks. Anytime you walk to a break room, you get looks. Like, it's just, and it's not like the look, like the curious look, it's the look of, oh Lord, like, here they come. But I got over it. I remembered that I loved my job. I love being a custodian. I remembered that we do so much for the park. Like, I try to imagine what the parks would look like without custodians, and then I'm thankful for my job all over again and what I get to do in the magic I get to create as a custodian. Because if you really think about what it would be like without custodians, like, oh Lord, it would be awful. Even with, like, so many of us throughout the parks, it still is hard to maintain. And so it's like, just thinking about what it would be like if we weren't there is crazy. And I loved being a custodian. I met so many people. I remember I met this couple from Egypt. They were on their honeymoon. And all I did was talk with them for maybe 5-10 minutes. I helped them figure out their map. I helped them find where they wanted to go. And they wanted to take a picture with me because they said I was the most helpful cast member they met their whole trip. And they had been there for a week. Like, oh my gosh, I will not forget them. They're the sweetest people. So I think that's all I have for this video. I feel like I've really just been rambling on, but I think I've covered everything. I hope this doesn't completely turn you away from being a Disney custodian. Again, I loved my role. These are my personal experiences. It's just stuff that I wanted to share with other people to kind of like get the word out there, I guess, that this is what happens on our lives, like as a custodian's life. Like, this is stuff you're gonna deal with. From the looks to the complete 100% being ignored. It sucks, but just remember what you're doing and why you're there, and if you, hopefully you love your job as a custodian, and that's all that matters. So if you're a custodian, I am so excited for you. I hope you absolutely love your role, like I know that you will. If you're not a custodian, just remember the way that you are treating your other custodians, your fellow cast members. Just keep that in mind, that we notice the looks, we notice the whispers, we notice the uncomfortable vibes, like, we notice them. At least I did. I'm sure, I'm positive I'm not speaking for myself on this one. But alright, that's all I got for this video. We have one more video in our custodial series, and it's going to be our Q&A. I have gotten a lot of questions, but if you do have some and you haven't gotten them to me, please leave them down below in the description box. I leave stuff in the description box. Leave them down below in the comment section. Email me, direct message me on Instagram, on Twitter. Just get them to me because I really want to answer your guys' questions and hope that, you know, going into the role of custodial will just be a breeze for you, and you know, you don't have to stress about it, because I know I was stressing a little bit and there's so many questions I had, so I want to be able to answer all the questions you guys have, so make sure you get those to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like always, follow me on social media to keep up with my crazy life. I will be moving back to Disney in 49 days from today. That's very exciting, which when I post this will not be 49 days anymore. But from the day I'm filming is 49 days, which means it'll be less when you're seeing that, which means it's very, very, very exciting. I cannot wait. So yes, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and you get to see all the Disney posts coming very, very soon. Because who doesn't want a little bit more Disney in their social media, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm gonna turn this off now. Have a magical week, guys.